Good morning, Douglas Kidd here again. Welcome back for week 3 of my vlog for Crimes of the Powerful. This week we focused on criminological theories of white-collar crime. So what is white-collar crime theory? White-collar crime, like all other types of crime, has numerous theories developed by sociologists, psychologists, and other scholars to explain why people commit the crime. However, I've chosen this week to reflect on just 3 theories and how they are linked to white-collar crime. These are strain theory, social cognitive theory, and social learning theory. So I'm going to start with strain theory. According to Merton, 1938, society and our individual culture influences and sets a precedent for what our goals may be. Society also sets the precedent of acceptable means of achieving these goals. However, many individuals don't actually have the means to achieve these goals, so they utilize modes of adaptation to respond to their cultural goals and the means of achieving them. So, what's the modes of adaptation? Strain theory consists of 5 modes of adaptation that are utilized to achieve an individual's goals or respond to the means to achieve them. According to Merton, 1938, these modes of adaptation are conformity, which is pursuing cultural goals through means that are approved by society. The next is innovation. This is where white-collar crime really starts to fit in. Innovation is using means that are not approved by society to achieve your goals. This could be fraudulent activities, for example. Ritualism. Ritualism is using the same socially approved goals to achieve lesser, more humble or modest goals. Next is retreatism, which is a means of escape. It's when an individual rejects both cultural goal and the means to achieve it. And last is rebellion. Rebellion is to reject both the cultural goals and the means of achieving them, and in effect to replace them with your own goals. My next theory is social cognitive theory. Social cognitive theory is based on the concept that we learn from observing behaviors within our social demographic group, whether it be our family, peers, work colleagues, or church group, for example. We then model our behaviors based on these observations, according to Bandura 1989. My next theory is social learning theory. Social learning theory is an adaptation from Bandura's social cognitive theory. However, according to Bandura 1977, social learning theory focuses more on the concept that we learn from our actual interactions within our social demographic groups, as opposed to learning from our observations. So, this week I've provided a rather interesting example of what could be considered both social cognitive and social learning theory. This clip was taken from good old Mrs. Doubtfire from 1994. So, as you can see at the end of the clip there, the young girl displays a learned behavior from observing her father, who is the hierarchy in her environment, and her interactions with her father. This brings me to the conclusion for this week's vlog. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you again next week.